Hi, Libra, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your December 12th, 2023 new moon reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously, so thank you so much for doing so. So let's see what the cards have to say. We are crowned by the Six of Cups. We then have the Nine of Swords reversed, which is fantastic. We have the Nine of Cups coming forward, which is awesome. The Nine of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups reversed, the Emperor, there we go, and then the Ace of Pentacles. So this is an absolutely beautiful energy reading coming forward for you. And there's a real sense of, it's interesting because what's crowning all of this is how do I move forward, keeping the traditions that are most sacred to me, like most dear to me, alive in my life and powerful in my existence. And what's very interesting is that this new moon is in Sagittarius and it's at 20 degrees, 40 minutes of Sagittarius. It's the fourth new moon in a 7 moon cycle, in 7 new moons. Okay. Hope I'm saying that clearly. That brings powerful new beginnings and a powerful new chapter into our life. But there's something here where it's like, I'm keeping the old. I'm keeping some things that are worthwhile to me and I'm moving them forward. But we're also releasing a lot of negativity that has held us back from where we really want to be and things that we sit there and say, oh, but I've always wanted it to be just like that. And Spirit is saying, but where does your soul need it to be now? And that's going to be a very big thing for us. It's like, where does my soul need it to be now? We're releasing a lot of worry, a lot of doubt, a lot of fear. We're moving towards what we love and what we want, but also a sense of celebration and also a sense of a wish coming true. So it's kind of like a cross your fingers. What have you hoped for a wish that's coming forward? With the King of Pentacles, you have the Ace of Pentacles. So God, Source, Spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, is handing you a gift of prosperity, success, bounty, abundance. You're absolutely taking it. There's also a very strong link with Earth sign energy during this time, which is Taurus and Virgo and Capricorn. So if you have that in your chart, if you have those people in your life, they're showing up more. Or what they say, how that part of your personality interacts with things comes through more and more during this time. Same with Aries energy. It's interesting because Aries is your sister sign. So it brings out the best in you, it brings out the worst in you. It depends on the day. It's like a good sister, right? Brings out the best and knows how to push all your buttons. So just be aware of that with Aries energy. The Ace of Cups, there's a fear almost of diving too deep into our emotions. So just being aware of that is going to be super important during this time. It's kind of like, okay, what am I feeling? What do I need to feel? How do I need to connect with me? With the Emperor, it's embracing sacred masculine energy. Okay, that's going to be very important. But it's also saying, what do I want? And what are the logical steps I need to take in order to achieve these goals? And it brings us to planting seeds, prosperity, success, and bounty. So before we dive even deeper, let's just clear the energy space with this lovely Tibetan bell. Okay, I like that. All right, now let's see what Spirit has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides, angels and spirit guides. This is angelic. All right, we also have the Archangel energy of Gabriel coming forward during this new moon. And we'll go into that as we go in more to the astrology of things. But our angelic energy coming forward, our spirit guides, our angels, their wings are wrapped around us. Our angels' wings are wrapped around us. There's a sense of us being spiritually protected during this time. Now, it doesn't mean that we can do foolish and dangerous things without consequences. What it does mean is that our angels are guiding us. Our angels are sending us a lot of love and a lot of support and a lot of prosperity and a lot of brilliance and a lot of beauty. And there's just an extra spring to our step. There's an extra sense of power to us as we're moving forward. Our chakra energy, angels and spirit guides. Oh, goodness. Hold on one moment as I just dropped our chakra energy. Okay, sorry about that. Our chakra energy is holistic health reverse. This is the root chakra, and our self mastery, which is the solar plexus chakra. So be very aware during this time that we need to take care of ourselves, that listening to our bodies is going to be important. But there's also a sense of being busy, of needing to get things done. So there's almost a sense here, excuse me, as I fix my chair that rolled out from underneath me. Okay. There's almost a sense here of I'll do it when I have time. And that makes sense. That seems reasonable. But Spirit is saying, hey, listen to your body now. It is talking to you quite powerfully. And we're going to be having gut reactions to things where Spirit is saying to us, are you listening? Are you listening to your gut reaction? Are you listening to the way Spirit is guiding you here and now and empowering you to move forward? So those things are coming up quite intensely during this time, the sense of connecting with your root chakra, connecting with your root chakra and connecting with your solar plexus chakra. That sense of, am I listening to myself? Am I taking care of myself? Because your body is talking to you, and it's talking to you quite loudly during this time here, Libra. So just pay attention, and it helps to bring balance into you. Our energy to be mindful of, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. This is rebirth. So we're going to see things changing, and that change is going to come through quite powerfully. Are we going to be ready for it? Are we going to be looking at it kindly? No. Spirit is saying be mindful. We're resisting the way that we are changing. We're resisting the path that Spirit is leading us towards. So the question is why? And the answer is, it's funny because the answer is the energy that's crowning us, right? I'd rather have things as they were. Even if we didn't like the way things were, it was just more comfortable, right? We were used to it. We knew that path. But this one we're afraid of. And this one we go into apprehensively or chaotically before we are released into it fully. So being aware of this during this time is going to be super important. Now, we are moving towards awakening and truth. Those are our key words. That's the powerful energy that's coming through for us. So just know that defines this time. We are in a time of awakening, and we're in a time that we need to see what is true to us. Because Sagittarius energy, it brings hope, it brings optimism, it brings a sense of adventure, it brings a craving for freedom and change, but it brings a freedom of truth. It brings the sense of what is true for me, what is empowering for me. And the Six of Cups is our past coming forward. It is our history becoming a powerful part of our present. The thing with the Six of Cups, especially if it's reversed, and it's not here, so that's a very good thing, but Spirit has a warning energy around this card where it's like, don't look at the past, whether positively or negatively, and make it more than it was. In every single aspect of it, whether for better or for worse, it has helped define who we are today. Embrace what you love and leave behind the rest. Let the joys of yesterday come forward into our present, and let the hurts of yesterday leave us completely, because we don't have any space for them anymore. Life is a precious gift and a fleeting one. Embrace what you love, and let that be your guiding force forward, Libra. That is going to be one of the most important things that we can, excuse me, it gets me emotional, that we can have with us during this time. It brings us to the Nine of Swords. Now, the Nine of Swords energy is something that I am very familiar with it. Now, I hope you're not, but I kind of suspect you are, Libra. The Nine of Swords is worry and doubt and fear. It is being an epic warrior. And if you have nothing to worry about, you probably aren't thinking hard enough, right? So then you can have more to worry about here. The Nine of Swords comes in, and in this powerful time of setting our intuition and our intentions and listening to our intuition and self, which we need to kind of practice more, we are releasing the fear. There is so much of an intention that can be set during this new moon. And this new moon, the intention that you sent out into the universe will grow you, and it will bring you gain. But whether that intention is positive or negative, that is up to you. The Nine of Swords is worry and doubt and fear. It's chaos. It's chaos for the sake of chaos. It is what we can sit there and look at and say, it's all going to go pear-shaped. I just know it. Sometimes it's founded and sometimes it's not. But if you worry enough, you have a percentage of those worries coming true. Here, it's a release of those worries. And there's a sense of absence because of it. I'm releasing fear. Then, what do I do with that energy that was spent being afraid? So just knowing this during this time is going to be very important. There's also a strong energy of change during this time. Okay, we have 5 planets in mutable signs. Excuse me. Those 5 planets in mutable signs are Neptune and Saturn in Pisces, and then the moon, the sun, and Mars in Sagittarius. This makes us adaptable. We really are. We're super adaptable during this time. We can go with the flow quite easily. We see change as something that can be rather exciting, but we can also get overwhelmed by it. We have such strong fire sign energy coming forward that being overwhelmed by change can make us feel more aggressive. It can make us feel more frustrated, more angry, more intense. So just be aware of this and be aware of the energy that you are stepping into, because there's something from your past that's coming forward. And there's something almost that needs to be relived or needs to be reconnected with. Again, taking the happiness and the joy. And it's not trying to recreate it perfectly, but it's saying, this is sacred to me. And so I'm holding it close to my heart. All right? Don't be overwhelmed by change. Even though we're going through this time of kind of chaos around rebirth, we can easily be overwhelmed by it. So just acknowledging that is going to be very important. The new moon is squared Neptune. Neptune is the ruler of the unseen world. That's very strong Pisces energy also coming forward that Spirit is saying to acknowledge here. This brings spiritual into the day today. This brings a higher connection with mystical energy. It becomes strong. When we look at things and we look at our fire, we look at our passion, and we look at what we love and what we want. This is the fire sign energy in our charts, in our lives coming forward. This is saying, what is the mystical here and now? And as I say, fire sign energy, and this is earth sign energy, there's a fire to this during this time. Spirit brought that forward for a reason. This is practicality, and this is success, and this is prosperity, earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Understand that Taurus energy is ruled by Venus. You yourself, Libra, are ruled by Venus. What do you love? Bringing what you love forward is going to be so important. And finding balance in love is going to be one of the main things about you. This is going to be a time where we're looking at things and we're saying, how is everything interconnected? How do I embrace, my prosperity, my success, and my bounty? How do I move forward in what I love and what I want and where I need to be for me? Saturn is conjunct the fixed star of Persia. Now I'm going to butcher this name, and I do know this, and I do apologize, but Fomalhaut is one of the fixed stars of Persia. And a fixed star only moves 1 degree every 72 years. It is with us for a very long time. And Fomalhaut is linked to the Archangel Gabriel. When we have the earth sign energy coming forward, when we have the King of Pentacles coming forward, this is a gift. Prosperity, success, bounty, what we value as much as money coming forward into our lives and bringing wealth to us. What better example of that or showing of that than the Archangel Gabriel? And so here we have a message from the divine, the universe, God, source, spirit, however you say it, however you see it, coming forward into our lives, empowering us and moving us. But it also connects us in Persian law to the dragon. And the dragon in Persian law is demon energy. So it's very interesting because Capricorn energy, which is also, earth sign energy ruled by pentacles, is connected to the devil. And the devil is the chaos in our day-to-day world. Here, what am I moving forward towards that I love and see as success? How is that gift being played out in my life? How am I accepting my gifts? How am I moving forward in my prosperity? Am I letting myself shine? The King of Pentacles sees things as being interconnected, sees our passion and our determination and our focus and our insight coming forward with truth and with knowledge. We are going to see ourselves opening up a door in a way that we hadn't imagined before. And as we embrace our power and our determination, we start to say, I can do this. We start to really mean that too. I can do this. I can move forward this way. There's a confidence to us, there's a determination to us, and there's an insight to us that can be exciting, exhilarating, but again, overwhelming. This can be a very overwhelming time. This can be a time where we feel out of balance, where we feel like, am I moving forward in the right direction? Do I know what it is that I want? What seeds are you planting? Because they're going to have long-term benefits or long-term chaos repercussions. It brings us then to Mercury trine Jupiter, which is moving us forward to future visions, to the sense of where do I want to be? And that's where the Emperor energy comes in. It's like, where do I want to be? What do I desire for me? How do I stand before the altar of my existence and say, I have the right to rule my life. I have the right to say what it is that I want, how it is that I'm moving forward, and what it is that I'm going after, and embrace it with surety, success, and determination. How is it that I'm moving forward for me and showing up for me? And what's interesting here is that we have ourselves during this time having order come out of chaos thanks to Mercury being conjunct the dwarf planet, and again, butchering, but Quora, Quaora. And Quora was a creation god who brings order out of chaos. And this is going to be linked to all things Mercury, okay? All things that have to do with Mercury. Our communication, our imagination, our ideas coming forward, the way that we can say it, speak it, connect with it. That's going to be a big deal. And we're looking at how do I bring that passion forward, but also as we're connecting with the spirit world, it's why am I afraid to bring order out of that chaos? To find what I truly love and let it move forward. Find words for it to say, this is where it needs to be. The Ace of Cups is reversed because we're afraid that the energy will boil over. We're afraid that we'll connect with what we love. And then what? And then it'll lead to a certain vulnerability, which I'm seeing here right now, Libra. It's like, I don't ever want to be vulnerable like that. I don't ever want to have that energy coming forward and come forward to me and tip the scales. So be mindful of this during this time, that as we embrace our hearts, we're going to find that we're really looking at what we love, but what we love and that we've oppressed. Like what we loved and we've pushed it down. It's going to come up. It just is during this time. And it's saying to us, we have to see it. We're not going to want to fully embrace our hearts, but Spirit is saying there's such power in embracing what you love and feeling what you love. It brings us to this place where we can counteract this with the fact that the new moon and the sun are conjunct Mars in Sagittarius, right? We have that Mars energy that comes forward with Aries. Aries is ruled by Mars. And we can say, you know what? No. We can look at things and say it's moving really fast. This energy is about getting it done. It's about moving faster, not smarter. And then it brings with us very opinionated energy, and it brings with it very dogmatic energy. It has to be just like this. This can be something we kind of rebel against, but we're going to have a very strong sense of it has to be just like I say it is. And Spirit is saying here, let that go. Because it's interesting, because we have countering that energy, the new moon and the sun trine the dwarf planet Eris and the north lunar node. And this energy brings empowerment of the individual, and it brings us moving towards truth and fairness. And so when I think of the emperor, a negative emperor is like Nero, who, played his fiddle as Rome burnt. Or one of the theories now is that he set Rome on fire to expand his castle, his palace, his just absolutely breathtaking palace. You don't want to be that. You don't want to be somebody who doesn't take care of their responsibilities, right? Nero's responsibility were the people of Rome, and he let them burn. For us, we need to say, what is it that I love and what is it that I want? A good ruler is tough but fair. And that's what we need to be with ourselves. Tough, right? We need to say it as it is, but fair. We don't need to be cruel to ourselves. A lot of times our self-speak is way nastier than we would ever talk to a stranger, to anybody. So just be aware of this during this time. We are being told to be empowered. There's also very strong paternal energy around us. So if you have a loved one who's passed, now this can be a father in the waking world or a paternal energy, right? It doesn't have to be, a father figure, but this is somebody who's coming forward and they want you to succeed. But I do see this on the other side, as this is somebody who had very fatherly energy to them. That was just who they were. They were either considered the grandpa, or they would say to people, oh, I'm like your grandpa. That's it. I'm like your grandpa type of thing. But they were just really caring, really compassionate, and really wanted to see people succeed. But they were very guy about it. Like they were very much masculine energy about things. They weren't going to be all soft and cuddly and everything like that. So just be aware of this. They had this warmth to them, most definitely. I don't know why I'm getting choked up. They had this warmth to them, most definitely, but they had a fierceness to them too. Okay. And that's the energy that's coming forward, Libra. That's going to help put us in balance, is that there's this warmth and this love. And it's saying here, hey, kiddo, embrace your heart. Go deep into those emotions, because feeling is important, but also, saying what I love that is sacred is important too. So just be aware of this. We don't want to dive so deeply into our emotions that we are absolutely consumed by them, right? And we can't think of the way to move forward. But saying, what do I love? And having that be our path, that's going to be a really great place to be. Also, the new moon and the sun are tightly conjunct Uranus. And this brings awakening. There's just a sense, awakening is so strong here, and yet we're being told, be mindful that we're resisting it. So be mindful that the energy that's coming forward is so powerful and so intense and so beautiful. And yet it moves really fast. And we're like, whoa, am I even ready for this? Let's see what the moon has to say for herself. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. And show me clearly, angels. And spirit guides, angels. And spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Okay. What's interesting here is that the hunger that we had, there was once a sense like I had to prove this to people. So I think in February, it's called the wolf moon, right? I think that's the wolf moon. I'm not entirely sure if it's January or February. But that's the time when the wolves are the hungriest, right? And they'll start, pushing boundaries and going after things that they wouldn't normally because they're so consumed by hunger. And I've read the most fascinating biographies and listened to the most fascinating stories where people are like, I walked to freedom. Like I walked across this terribly dangerous journey. I did this terribly dangerous journey because I was so hungry. I just wanted a bowl of rice. And here, hunger is reversed. That hunger is becoming satiated. What we're embracing and looking at and saying, what do I love? It's not that we are absolutely consumed by that, but nothing will come of the situation comes forward. The void of course. What we think is going to happen isn't necessarily going to be the way that it happens. So being aware of this is going to be really important. We think that we have to be hungrier for it, right? That there needs to be some sort of desperation to things. It doesn't. There's a knowledge that's moving us forward. There's a wisdom. There's a guidance. There's a sense of knowing that is getting us to the next level. It's kind of like we're leveling up in a video game. And it brings us to this place where it's like, I'm going to take what I love and I'm going to guide it towards me. And it says the end of a tough cycle approaches. Will we embrace releasing worry and fear and doubt and chaos and embrace that the tough cycle is being released? Embrace that we can move forward towards what we love and what we want. And will we make the most out of setting our intention for this moon that will bring us towards, growing and gaining and succeeding in a way that we really want to, because a wish is coming forward. And part of that wish is letting us know that we are enough. And yet the sovereignty of the moon, the queen of the moon, is reversed. Do we see the moon as a time of solace? Do we see this as a time of closing the eyes and going into ourselves, as a new moon suggests? If we look at the moon as an eye, which I've been seeing the moon more and more as, and when it's full, our eyes are wide open. But when it's new, our eyes are closed, and we're asked to go on an inner journey. And will we embrace that inner journey? It's interesting because the sacred masculine energy seems to be an energy that we are much more comfortable with during this time than the sacred feminine. And Spirit is saying, do work on that. Find balance within that. Because a Libra is everything when we are in balance with ourselves. When we say, this is me, sacred feminine and sacred masculine, and everything in between. And I am seeing myself move forward in love because I am enough. And I am empowered by being enough. And it brings us to this questioning if prosperity lies ahead. And that's interesting because it's Taurus energy over Earth sign energy, right? Which is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And the new moon in Taurus says prosperity lies ahead. But we're questioning that as we embrace the darkness, as we look at the nothing. And there are times when I've meditated, and I like to meditate and think of the vast expanse of the, just the vast expanse, of the universe, of existence, of consciousness, of whatever. And there was a time there where I felt like I was being eaten by it, where it was just so vast and so void and so something that didn't care whether I existed or not. And I found that terrifying. And there's a sense here that the darkness will come in and we'll be terrified by it. Or will we see it as a nice blanket to be wrapped around in, to be like stardust and become a joyful, expanse of? Prosperity does lie ahead. But it's how we embrace the unknown, the darkness, that Spirit asks us the question how we're going to embrace what our prosperity is, who we are, and what we love. Because there's a gift that's being handed to us. The King of Pentacles hands us a gift always. Will we see it as prosperous? Will we see ourselves as prosperous? Or will we always be striving after that next thing, that next goal, that next? And some people say that's the way to live, always being hungry for the next thing. But our hunger is being satiated, but not in the way that we thought it would be. So what does that mean for us? It brings us here to the Ace of Cups. We will find growth, but we will not be bold to make the first move. We will find growth, but it's not by the external. The be bold to make the first move is reversed, but that first move is almost a sense of, will you embrace your heart and fall in love with you? Will you let the emotions come forward, which can mean tears, which can mean, a bit of anxiety, a bit of doubt, a bit of fear coming in because we're feeling. And we all know what happens when we feel. The world becomes just a little bit more real, a little bit more intense, a little bit more powerful. So here we are finding growth. We are embracing power. We are seeing ourselves. But will we be bold and step into our emotions and make that first move towards love and towards acceptance of self? It brings us to adjustments are required. They're just going to be required as we take the role of ourselves forward, as we state, this is what I want, this is what I need, as we become the emperor of our existence. Adjustments are required, and we walk in wisdom. Adjustments are required, and we have learned a heck of a lot. So understanding this is going to be very powerful during this time. Your commitment is being tested. It isn't. It isn't being tested here. A gift is coming forward. We are taking that gift. Now, there's almost a sense of our commitment was tested before we took the gift, before we found ourselves moving forward. But here, we then, as we take this gift forward, we need to surrender. We need to surrender to what we are hoping to develop within ourselves, into what we are looking for, into a sense of us, but into a power that is greater than ourselves, into a universal energy that leads us forward. A surrendering to the moon is surrendering to the never-ending change of our existence being self and form. We can see as we grow that we change. We go from being a little baby to being an adult. We can see how we change. And in our consciousness, we change as well. And so here, our commitment is being tested. It isn't. It's almost a sense of, are we letting ourselves step into ourselves? Because there is a power in surrendering to the ever-evolving form of us, the ever-evolving power of us. Our subconscious spirit message is serenity. Find your peace during this time, Libra, and embrace it. Move forward in it. Be guided by it. Serenity, peace, guided by your angels. That's going to be some of the biggest, most powerful energy of this time. Our subconscious chakra energy is visualization. This is the third eye chakra reversed. We are having difficulty opening our third eye. Not all of us, but most of us, because this is a general reading, are having trouble opening our third eye, really visualizing what I want and what I need and what's important to me, and saying, this is how I'm moving forward. Or we can have the visualization, but putting that visualization, putting that active manifestation into action can be astoundingly difficult. It can be very overwhelming. So just being aware of this, focusing on the third eye, and giving ourselves permission to open that third eye and to look deeper, and then to start to see the path that we want to walk, because we're going to start to see roads opening to ourselves that we really hadn't imagined, and we might not ever have thought were possible. It brings us then to the Princess of Pentacles reverse. This is Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This can be childish energy coming forward. Reverse is kind of like a kid throwing a temper tantrum, or a teenager saying, of course I will do this. And you're just sitting there thinking, oh my gosh, consequences to actions can be quite intense. Here with the Princess of Pentacles reversed, we can be saying, but I want what I want when I want it now. And that's great. But we need to slow things down and slowly and steadily take the gift that's coming forward and not waste it. So just be mindful about this. Be mindful about this personally, but be also mindful about somebody else kind of like sniffing out your gift and wanting to steal it away and wanting to take it for themselves. Our subconscious tarot message is the King of Wands. That's when the King of Wands energy came up. Okay, full circle here right now. The King of Wands energy, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Again, strong Aries energy, our sister sign coming forward. Fire and passion and determination and focus and insight. There is a sense here of being very connected to the earthly world, being very connected to what we need to be able to shine, to saying, this is my power, this is my gift, and this is me. And that becomes a game changer. So being aware of this is going to be a game changer for us. Being aware of this is going to start opening up doors. Prosperity, success, bounty, intensity. It moves us forward in ways that we hadn't imagined. But we're connecting with being success, with opening ourselves to being successful, but also seeing ourselves as successful individuals, no matter where we are in our journey, even if right here, right now is a place where we feel burnt out, we feel overwhelmed, but is a place where we are saying, I am getting myself to that next level. I am leveling up. I am a successful being. I am a powerful being, and I am opening up the door. We all go through those times where we think, what the heck am I doing here? What the heck is going on? And we can feel burnt out and we can feel overwhelmed. Showing ourselves grace during that time is going to be so, so, so important, Libra. Our subconscious Luna message is step out of your comfort zone. We do not feel as protected, as we actually are. Our angels, right there with us, our spirit guides right there with us. Our angels' rings are wrapped around us. We are protected. We might not feel that way. It doesn't mean that we aren't. But here, subconsciously, this isn't like, okay, whatever I do, everything's going to work out hunky-dory type of energy. But it's saying here, step out of your comfort zone and kind of let yourself free fall just a little bit. See what happens. See what happens as you open the door, because there is power here and there is brilliance here. And there's almost a sense of like being asked, am I brave enough to take it to the next level? Am I brave enough to open this door and go after what I want? And I almost see it as a double dog dare, right? Right? It's like, can you actually do it? But what Spirit is saying is there's power here, and needing that sense of protection, needing that sense of feeling like safe and secure no matter what. Spirit's like, no, you need to feel that bit of free fall, even if it's just a minute. When you're walking down the steps and you have this like, oh my gosh, I missed a step, type of thing, but you didn't, and you're safe. That's the energy that I see that's around you. It's like, oh no, you're fine, you're safe, but you need that sense of a little bit of free fall coming forward. Or when you're waking up and you have like that feeling of free falling into your body. Yeah, that's it. And then you wake up fully. Like, that's the energy that I see here. All right. All right, Libra. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this moon and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Libra. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. God bless and happy holidays. Bye.